Hello guys, I'm going to talk about how to build a Arcade1up riser. As you all notice, they seem to be hard to get a hold of, but they're very simple to build and they're really cheap. I built this one for about $22. If you have drywall screws and stuff, it'll be a little cheaper, but you can build them for under 30 bucks if you don't have anything. So I just want to walk you through how to build them. I've already pre-cut it, and I'll show you where to cut and how to cut. As you can see, this is the factory piece, and this is the one I built. I'll put these factory pieces down here, and I want to show you what you're going to need to build it. At the end of the video, I'll show you, I'll post the measurements and everything so that you have them as well. What you're going to have is very simply measuring tape, sandpaper. I use 220 because it seems to work good. You're going to need a sheet of 4x8 MDF plywood, which they sell at your hardware stores. I got mine at Lowe's, $22. And it's the same material they use. They put a coating on theirs. It's band stock. I use wood glue. You're going to want that instead of dowels. And then you got your drill bits. This is 1/8 and 5/16 drill bit. And you're just going to use those to countersink your holes, and really that's it, some type of screwdriver. So I'll show you the cabinet and then we'll walk through on how to make the cuts and what they are. So the only difficult cut, which is not even that difficult, is this front riser piece, the outer riser, and it has a drop down in it. So you don't have to put the drop down in it, but I wanted mine to match the other Arcade1up, so I went ahead and built it to exact. So it's 1 1/4 inch drop in the middle here. So all you have to do is go 3.5 inches on each side and mark your line for 1 1/4 inch across the bottom, and then use your jigsaw and bring your curve in. The best method is if you have an Arcade1up riser, just take it apart and use it for a template. Set it straight on your 4x8 sheet of plywood, trace it out. It shows you where to put the holes and everything. It makes it really fast and easy. And you can cut it out from there, but if not, I'm going to show you how to do it as well without having those. So simplistically, you're going to make all your cuts. You've got your inner boards, and they go in the inside here for support for your machines. So as you can see, they simply will drop inside, and they look like this when they're inside the cabinet. And then they have these shelf supports on top that simply screw into the tops of them. Then we have the outer boards, which make up the entire cabinet. So you have the 3 standard cuts. All these boards here are going to be the same size. They are 13 1/4 by 19 7/8, so almost 20 inches. And that's the dimensions they use. So you'll make 4 of these and you'll cut the front out of one of them, and they simply will go in one on each side. Now the holes is where you're going to need to put your placement correctly. The holes are only go on the front and the back, and then the side holes you're going to need only go for the center stabilizers. So the front holes measurements are going to be 2 1/4 down by 1/4 in, because you just want to go in far enough to catch the lip. This is where you're going to want to use your 2 drill bits. You've got to have your larger drill bit that's going to make your countersink hole for your drywall screw to sink in. You don't want to go in too far, just enough for the head of the drywall bit to be countersunk. Then you'll use your secondary 1/8 bit to go right in the middle, because you want to go ahead and drill into both cabinets, not very far, just enough for your 2-inch drywall screw to get in there. And this way it doesn't split your wood. If you try to just drill the screw straight in, you're probably going to split it, and it's going to make it look horrible. So just go ahead and just pre-drill it. I drilled as I went. I held the piece up here. I already had these drilled where my mark, and I just drilled it and stuck the screw in each one at a time, and it seemed to work the best for me. So you're going to want to put a little glue on each side. They have dowels on the original pieces. I'm not going to use dowels. I'm going to use wood glue instead. The wood glue is 1,400 pounds per square inch strength, so it's way stronger than dowels anyway. and it just makes the job a little easier. So when I go to put each one of these pieces together, just put you a little dab of glue. Don't put it on there where it's squirting all out of the edges and everything. Just put you a nice small thin bead on there, smear it down with your fingers so it's nice and smooth. Put your piece together, drill your holes, and then you're going to build your cabinet. So all in all you have to do to put one of these things together is start with your front and your side piece. Put them together first. Put your screw in, and then go to your other side. So build your outer box first. Very simple. It has 2 screws in the front, has 4 screws in the front, 4 screws in the back. That's it. It holds the whole thing together. Then you put your inserts in the middle, and then you put your other 4 screws in the sides to hold them together. Then simply put your shelf pieces in. They simply just take them, lay them in the top like this, drill them, put your screws in. And that's as simple as it is. It literally takes about 25 minutes to build one of these things. I used a circular saw on the first one, and I used a jigsaw on the second one. Jigsaw works way faster, I felt like, but you do get a little more jaggedy cuts. So if you do, once you get those cuts, you're going to want to take a sandpaper and just smooth the edges down, and that'll make it more professional looking. And that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. And I can show you a couple of these pieces that are pre-cut. Like I was saying, all you're going to do is simply put your pieces together. I already have my holes pre-drilled, so you can see where I marked them. I would have my countersunk. All I would do is drill my hole in right here, put a screw in to hold it together, and of course the glue, drill my bottom one, and then that's it. I would go all the way, I'd go all the way around and do the same piece, the secondary piece, just like this. And I would put it together, and then finally, my front piece, I would complete the box. And that's about it. I can tell you a little bit about the paint I'm using, because you can color it however you want. You can go online and order riser graphics, for that matter, and put it to match your machine you're putting it with. I'm going to use Rust-Oleum semi-gloss paint and a paint roller. I'm using the ceiling and wall because it gives it that corrugated texture and makes it look just like the risers. Because as I was saying, they use a banded material on theirs, and this is just cheaper to go this route. So that's pretty much it. I'll post the measurements and everything, and y'all take it easy.